Hello. This week is going to be the first of an occasional series that is a big project that I've had in mind since last year. I did mention it briefly in a few videos, um, but today I'm going to start that process. Now, before I go any further, what I want to say about this series is obviously it's building all the way through, literally building different things to create a scenario that I'm developing, for myself out of my own interest. And because, not everybody wants to do train things and everything else, I wanted to break it up, so I can keep, things on the channel that other people want to watch that are not interested in following this project. So what I thought is I'd make it an occasional series, but although there's a bit of waffling in this one, there won't be so much waffle in the other. There'll be specific things that I'm doing towards that project. But what I'm going to try and do is tailor some of them so they're interesting to people that are not working on railways or anything else. So there will be other bits of terrain that I will build in between. But nevertheless, it's going to be a long running series of episodes that culminate in the scenario that I'm trying to develop. So this week I'm just going to give you a brief outline of it. And then in the next episode, I'll go on to the first main project, which will be building the train. So let's tell you about the project itself. Luckily, I've got this book, which was bought for me helpfully by my niece. We do have a running thing about age jokes on birthdays, and she got me this for my 60th. So I'm using it for this. So the project, basically, it's a project that I'm developing that's loosely based on the 1964 film The Train. I don't know whether anybody's seen it or familiar with it. It starred Paul Schofield and Burt Lancaster. And basically, it was about a German officer that was trying to steal famous art treasures from Paris before it falls by sending them to Germany aboard a train. Now, in the film, it was largely about obviously the resistance, trying to get this train through to safety and stop the Germans from getting away with the artwork. Now, where my scenario is going to differ ultimately is I'm going to steer it towards two conventional bolt action forces that will fight over objectives which may affect the course of the train. So that's what I'm working at. I mean, I will tell you more about it as time goes on, but I'm aware that I'm just, talking at the moment and I should be just doing. But what I will do is I'll just briefly show you some of the things that I've got together through birthdays and Christmases and everything else, because this isn't just all arrived. It's been building up over over the last year, and it's still ongoing. So briefly, obviously I need some basic railway structures. Some of these are going to be objective points. So I've got two lots of signals. So that'll be an opportunity for armies to fight to secure it, to divert or stop the train. So that's those. This is just part of the same one. It's the platforms that are going to be, where the Germans want the train to ultimately get to so they can unload it and load the art onto trucks. And this one, which is probably the biggest build of them, is the railway station itself. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be building these as individual episodes or parts of episodes, so you can, there's something to look at that's different each time. Part of that scenario, and as a reflection of the film, I've been gathering together some 3D printed items. Just open this one up. Basically, what I've got in here I should bring it up to the camera, are some German outriders that are going to be escorting the Germans' car and the trucks that are coming to steal the art. I don't know how many of these I'll use, but I got a few of them because I'm sure they'll come in at some point. And basically I found somebody that 3D printed these. I don't know whether it was Etsy or eBay. So at some point I'll be painting those up. And as you can see, that could relate to this project or any project. So that's my German Outriders. Then I needed an officer's car. So I bought a print file and then took this to my local hobby shop and had this German car printed up. I don't know whether you can see it properly. Let's bring a bit of light on it. So obviously I'm going to have to be stripping that off its sprues and cleaning it up and then painting it, which, could be a project in itself. If you're looking for vehicles, not related to my project, but so we'll be preparing that at some point. Then obviously the main thing is I'm going to have all this track to prepare, which may be interesting for some people to see how I do that. The junctions, I may need to order more of this, I don't know yet. The fleece mat that I showed in a prior episode is going to be what I'm going to be using to probably lay this out on. So I will have to, any kind of scenic work I do, I want to make sure it blends in well with that mat. So that's those. And then what you can see here, again, I showed you when I actually received these last year, are the parts of a train that's got to be built and then painted. And I think at the moment I've got about 3 or 4 coaches. And they've all got to be built and painted. And then another thing that is on my Christmas list that I'm hoping somebody will have got me is an old-fashioned signal box with all the levers for switching all the lines and things, which will be another objective. It's a Second World War one. I think I got it from, well, I'm going to get it from, if somebody gets it me, Charlie Foxtrot models. So that'll be another little episode where I'm building that. Well, the breaking news update is I did in fact get the signal box for Christmas. This is what it'll look like when it's built, so I'm looking forward to doing that. So I must have been a particularly good boy this year. Anyway, breaking news 2. You may have noticed that I've updated the video thumbnails on my last 2 videos. Well, the reason is Michael of Battle Honours 3D has been in touch with me and he's kindly offered a 5% discount on his website for all my viewers. And all you have to do is use the code, the Great Mim 5%. Really flattered to receive this. I mean, I'm only a small channel, and I was only reviewing something that I liked. I'm not in any way connected with him. I basically gave it a good review because I was happy with the product. You know, one thing I can guarantee you is I will never give a good review to something just to get a discount or whatever. It is my honest opinion. You know, I was happy with the product, so I gave a good review. And just to be straightforward with you, he said basically anybody that buys using the code, I'll get 5% as a money off voucher as well. So we'll all save a little bit. So, as they say, every little helps. But seriously, thanks, Michael, for the kind discount. Anyway, news flash over. Let's get back to the video. So that's basically the overview. Right, so it's only a short one this week, but I just wanted to give you an outline of what the plan was going to be. And the next episode in the series, I'll actually be building the train and the tender. Anyway, I hope you found it interesting. If you have, give me a thumbs up. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, please drop them below. Anyway, I'll see you again soon. Bye.